everybody, I am your Venugopal. Welcome to our channel Physics with Venugopal Kusma. In last class, we discussed about the errors. In today's class, we will talk about these dimensions and dimensional analysis. So generally, all of you know that these physical quantities are the two types. They are the fundamental quantities and derived quantities. These derived quantities can be expressed in terms of the fundamental quantities. Okay, so these derived quantity can be written as product of the different powers of the fundamental quantities. Okay, so product of the different powers of the fundamental quantities. For example, I am taking acceleration. This acceleration formula is velocity by time. But this velocity can be written as length by time. So length by time whole square. So this one can be written as length into time to the power of minus 2. Okay. So here this acceleration is the one derived quantity and length is the one fundamental quantity and time is also another fundamental quantity. This length has the power 1. So this derived quantity is product of different powers of the fundamental quantities. Product of different powers of the fundamental quantities. Okay. So in this expression, these powers of the dimensions of this quantity in this base. Okay, so here one is the dimension of the acceleration in this base length and minus 2 is the dimension of this acceleration in this base time. Okay, so these are the dimensions and these acceleration, these derived quantities dimensions will be expressed. We can write the product of the different powers of the fundamental quantities. But here these fundamental quantities can be write in the square brackets only. For example, I am taking this energy. These energy dimensions are m L square t to the power of minus 2. So we can mention these m L square t to the power of minus 2 in square brackets only. Then only it is valid. Okay. But here every derived quantity dimensions we are writing by using the fundamental quantities dimensions. But what are the fundamental quantities dimensions? We will see now. So see here, what are the fundamental quantities? The first fundamental quantity is length. This is the quantity and these are the dimensions. So these length dimensions we can write L in square bracket. And the second fundamental quantity is mass. So we can write this is m in square bracket. And the third one is time. So we can write this one is t in square brackets. And electric current. This electric current can be written as, that means it can be write A ampere in square bracket and amount of substance This amount of substance dimension is mole in square bracket, and thermodynamic temperature these thermodynamic temperature dimensions we can write capital K or theta. Okay, and the last one is luminous intensity. These luminous intensity dimensions we can write C in square brackets. So these are the 7 fundamental quantities and their dimensions. Okay, so by using these dimensions we will find out the dimensions of any derived quantity. Okay, so these are the 7 fundamental quantities and their dimensions. Okay, so for example, and again I am doing the another example, that is the you can take any derived quantity. What we will take here, for example, all of you know that force. Okay, so suppose I am taking the force. This force is the mass into acceleration. Okay, so F is equals to m into a, but this is the mass, and acceleration can be written as velocity by time, and this velocity can be written as length by time. So mass into length by time square. So we can write here mass power 1 into length power 1 into time to the power minus 2. Okay, so here the derived quantity force dimensions are 1 in mass, 1 in length, and minus 2 in time. Okay, so these are the dimensions of this force. So we can write this one m l t to the power of minus 2. So these are the dimensions of these derived quantity force. 1 in mass, 1 in length, and minus 2 in time. Okay, so these are the dimensions. Okay, but what are the uses of these dimensions? Okay, so here we have different uses. We have so many uses with these dimensions. Among them we will study about only 3 uses. Okay, mainly we will study about 3 uses. One is principle of homogeneity. So in this method, in this principle of homogeneity, we can check whether any equation is correct or not. And the second one is conversion factor. In this method, we can convert the units from one system to another system. Okay, so the units can be converted from one system to another system. And the third one is relation between different physical quantities. So in this method, we will derive a new relation between the different physical quantities. Okay, so these are the 3 main uses of these dimensions. Okay, so now we will study about these uses of dimensions. Okay, so here the first one is uses of dimensions. In this, first one is principle of homogeneity. And the second one is conversion factor. And the third one is relation between different physical quantities. These are the main three uses of these dimensions. So in this, the first one is principle of homogeneity. Okay, so principle of homogeneity, this method will be we can use to check whether any equation is correct or not. Okay, for example, we can take any equation, that is v square minus u square equal to 2as, s equal to ut plus of at square. Okay, so you can take any equation, t equal to 2 pi under root L by g. So you can take any equation. That equation is correct or not, we have to check in this principle of homogeneity. Okay, so here that means in this principle of homogeneity, every variable in that equation, every term in that equation has the same dimensions. Okay, so here the first one is principle of homogeneity. In this principle of homogeneity, it can be used to check whether any equation is correct or not. This is the first point. And the second one is the dimensions of all terms in equation is same. Okay, the dimensions of all the terms, all the variables in any physical equation is the same. Okay, for example, I am taking the same v square minus u square is equal to 2as. So here we have three terms, v square, u square, 2as. Okay, so first of all, v square dimensions. First we will find out what are the dimensions of the v square. So here v is the velocity, so the velocity is equals to length by time. So these dimensions are L by t. So we can write this is Lt. This is the velocity dimensions. Okay, but here v square. So here we have the dimensions are v square dimensions are Lt whole to the power of 2. And the next one is u square. So here v square is the final velocity and u is the initial velocity. So u is also velocity. So the dimensions of this u is also Lt. So the dimensions of this u square is same Lt whole to the power of 2. And what about the 2as? In this 2as, 2 is the constant. So we have to find out the dimensions of this a and s. So these 2as is, this is the constant, so acceleration into distance. So this acceleration is velocity by time into length. So here the as is equals to velocity by time into length, but velocity is Lt to the power of square. So again we can write that is L by T square. Okay, so velocity is length by time, so length by time square into length. So here length into length, length to power square by time to the power square. So here we can write this is this is the length by time and length by time, length by time. So here is also L by T whole square. So in this equation it has the dimensions L by T whole square, and this one also has the dimensions L by T whole square, and this 2as is also has the dimensions L by T whole square. So in this physical equation all terms dimensions are the same, so we can say that this equation is the correct. If the dimensions are the not same, we can't say that that equation is correct. Okay, that equation is the wrong one. If the dimensions are not same in any equation, each term dimensions. Okay, so in any equation each term dimensions are the not same, we can't say that that equation is the correct. Okay, so this is the first use or first application of these dimensions. Okay, principle of homogeneity. Okay, so the next one is conversion factor. So the second one is conversion factor. So these, by using this conversion factor, we can convert the units from one system to another system. Okay, so from one system to another system we can convert the units. But you can take any equation, you can take any formula, in that the dimensions will be not change and the formula will be not change, but the units may change. For example, I am taking the area. This area formula is the product of length and length. That means we can write length into length is the area. Okay, so this formula will be not change, and the dimensions of this area is L square. These dimensions will be also not change, but the units of this area may be changed. Okay, so this length we can write either kilometer or meter or millimeter. Okay, so we can write the area is equals to kilometer into kilometer or meter into meter or millimeter into millimeter, like that. So the units may change, but the dimensions and the formula will be not change. Okay, so see here the area is length into length. This is the formula. This formula will be not change, and the dimensions are L whole square. This will be also not change, but this length may be kilometer into kilometer, or meter into meter, or millimeter into millimeter. Okay, so the units may be changed. Okay, so here these conversion factor will be converts the units from one system to another system, but the dimensions and the formula will be not changed. Okay, for example, I am taking convert 1 kilometer per hour to meter per second. Okay, convert 1 kilometer per hour to meter per second. So how to convert 1 kilometer per hour? So what we can write here, 1 kilometer per hour, 1 kilometer will be converting into meters and 1 hour is converting into seconds. So I am converting this 1 kilometer, I am writing 1 kilometer into the meters. So this 1 kilometer can be written as 1000 meters by 1 hour. 1 hour is 60 minutes and every minute is 60 seconds. We have to convert into seconds. Okay. So 1 hour is 60 minutes and every minute is 60 seconds. So we can write 60 into 60 seconds. So this can be written as 1000 by 3600 meter per second. So these two will be cancelled. So we can write this is 218 to 5. So 5 by 18 meter per second. So 1 kilometer per hour is converted into 5 by 18 meter per second. Okay. 1 kilometer per hour can be written as 5 by 18 meter per second. Okay. So this is the conversion factor. Okay. And the last one is the relation between the different physical quantities. So the relation between different physical quantities. Okay. So here, for example, I am taking a simple pendulum. So here I am taking a simple pendulum. It has the one bob. So this bob has the some amount of the mass. By using this simple pendulum, we are finding the time period of the oscillations. Okay. Suppose if the mass of the bob will be changed, the time period will be changed. If the length of this bob will be changed, the length of this string will be changed, the time period will be changed. And if the location will be changed, the time period will be also changed. That means location means initially we done this experiment on the earth, and instead of the earth, if we will do the same experiment on the moon, we will get different time period. Okay, because location was changed. Okay, instead of the earth, on the moon we were done this experiment, then we can get different value of the time period. Okay, so this time period will be changed when the length will be changed, when the mass will be changed, when the location will be changed. Location means acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so the acceleration due to gravity on the earth is different and the acceleration due to gravity on the moon is different. Okay, so because of the changing of this acceleration of due to gravity, the time period will be also changes. Okay, so from this equation, from this method, we can find that, we will see that how much effect these time have because of this length, mass and location. How much effect have this time because of the changing this length, mass and location. Okay, so these effect, that means the effect of the time because of this length, mass and location will be gives a new relation between the different physical quantities. Okay, so suppose for example I am taking this one only. So in this this time period, okay, so in this the time period, for example I am considering the time period is directly proportional to length, mass and location, acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so I am writing T is directly proportional to length and mass and acceleration due to gravity G. Okay, but how much effect of this time have because of these three quantities will be explain the powers of these three quantities, but we don't know how much of powers they have. Okay, so if we know the powers of these quantities, then we will understand how much effect of this time have. So we have to find out how much what are the powers of these quantities, then only we will understand how much effect of this time have because of these three quantities. Okay, so initially I am considering the powers of these three quantities are A, B and C. Okay, so I am writing here L to the power of A, M to the power of B and G to the power of C. Okay, so this time period is directly proportional to length, mass, L to the power of length to the power of A, mass to the power of B, acceleration to the power of C. So we can write this is T is equals to proportionality constant L to the power of A, M to the power of B and G to the power of C. Okay, and now if we will write the dimensions of these all quantities, what we will write here, what are the dimensions of these all quantities? This is the time period, so we can write dimensions are m0, l0, t to the power of 1 equals to, this k is the constant and L is the length, so m0 L to the power of 1 t0 whole to the power of A, and next one is m to the power of B. M to the power of B means mass, so m to the power of 1 L to the power of 0 t to the power of 0 whole to the power of B, and this one is acceleration due to gravity. Okay, that is acceleration. Acceleration is velocity by time. Velocity is length by time. Okay, so length into time to the power of -2. So we can write m to the power of 0, L to the power of 1, t to the power of -2 whole to the power of C. Okay, so now we can write this one m0, l0, t to the power of 1 equal to m0 L to the power of a t to the power of 0 and m to the power of b L to the power of 0 t to the power of 0 and m to the power of 0 L to the power of c t to the power of minus 2c. Okay, and here m0 L0 is the 1 1, so we can write t to the t is equals to, this is L to the power of a. Okay, and here this one is m to the power of b and this one is L to the power of c and here L to the power of a, so we can write this is L to the power of a plus c. Okay, here L to the power of a, here L to the power of c, we can write L to the power of a plus c and time to the power of minus 2c. Okay, so now compare on both sides. Compare both sides. So by comparing these both sides, what we will get here? Here, what is the m? M to the power of 0. Here is there is nothing. There is no m means this value is its value is the 1. So m to the power of b and here m to the power of 0. So we can write b equal to 0 and here L equal to a plus c and here there is no L value means that value is equals to 1. So a plus c is equals to 1 and here t to the power of minus 2c and here t to the power of 1. So minus 2c is equals to 1. From this we can write c equals to minus 1 by 2. By substituting the c value in this, what we can get here? By substituting in this one, we can write a is equals to plus 1 by 2. Okay, a is equals to plus 1 by 2 in this. So a value is equals to 1 by 2, b value is equals to 0 and c value is equals to minus 1 by 2. Substitute these values, these powers values in this equation. Okay, in this equation. So we can write here t is equals to k L to the power of a. So L to the power of 1 by 2, m to the power of 0, so that is 1 and g to the power of minus 1 by 2. Okay, so L to the power of 1 by 2 means we can write 1 by 2 means we can write root. So L to the power of 1 by 2 means root L and g to the power of minus 1 by 2 means 1 by root g. So we can write this is t equal to k under root L by g. So this one will give a relation between the physical quantities. This root L will be gives the L to the power of 1 by 2 and root 1 by g will be gives the g to the power of minus 1 by 2. K is the constant. Okay. So here this is the what we can say the dimensional formula. Okay. But this formula will be not gives the constant value. Okay. After doing the experiment only we can find out the value of the constant, but this equation will be not gives the constant value. So this is t equal to k into under root L by g. Okay, so these are the dimensions and dimensional analysis. Okay, so these are the today's topic. I hope all of you enjoyed my class. If you like my class or my video, please like, share and subscribe. My channel is Physics with Venugopal Kusma. Okay, if you have any doubts, please give me comments. I will give you reply. Okay, so We will meet next in next class. Until that, all of you, bye. Take care.